Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane.
Hi everybody. I think the last time we talked, I was decorating the sunroom, and I'm still decorating. But I'm finished with the sunroom, and now I've moved on to the dining room. And I'm so glad you're here because I'm making this much more simple this year. Didn't I say that about the sunroom? Well, since I talked to you, I've added more. And maybe in about a week or two before the Christmas week, I will give you a tour of the entire house because I put up another tree and you haven't seen that. And we're doing the dining room today. And I have new drapes in the dining room. This is Tabot fabric, and it has the coordinating wallpaper that is going in the powder room that's right behind you. And the name of the pattern, let's see, this is the wallpaper, and the name of the pattern is Traveler's Palm. It's a palm print, and I did not want the paper that is in the Beverly Hills Hotel because that has pink in it. And I was trying to find fabric and coordinating wallpaper. Well, it's not as easy as you would think because you can get paper all day, you can get fabric all day, but finding coordinating papers and fabrics are not that easy. But my lovely, fabulous decorator came through and I love it. Actually, this fabric and wallpaper comes in 3 shades of green. So that was the difficult part. Once we found the print that we wanted, finding the shade of green was another thing. We just hung these drapes a few days ago and they are coming to hang the paper this week. So by the time I do a Christmas home tour for you, you're going to see the paper. Well, we hope we're going to see the paper. The way things are going, to even get the items you want is impossible. But then to have somebody who can actually do the work on your schedule, because they're all busy, finding somebody to do it on your schedule is almost impossible. We have been really lucky lately, and I don't want to jinx it. So hopefully you're going to get to see that powder room with the dining room and the rest of the house because I have since put up that second tree and I want you to see that. It's not as large as the first one, it's upstairs, but I wanted my guests to have their own tree. So I put that up for them. And so you know this is a lifestyle channel. The Style Chase, it is about home decorating, it is about fashion, and it's about traveling in style. And today is all about the dining area and how I'm going to style this table for the holiday season. Now, I plan to have several dinners, but this is the one I'm going to show you because it's for the first dinner I'm having. But who knows, I might show you a second table before the season's over. And because I know you're going to ask, I am wearing a top by Brunello Cucinelli, and the slacks are St. John. And I love the way that these coordinate. They were not even bought together. It just happened that I love the top, and it has a few of the sequins. They're square sequins, and you might notice that when I get a little closer to the camera. The St. John slacks are a cream color with gold fleck thread through it. Absolutely love it. And my shoes are Chanel. They're gold. And so you may find these items, they are not current. I have not shopped this year for any holiday fashions because I had shopped for last year and we didn't do a lot during the holiday season. So why waste these cute outfits when I can just wear them now? And so if you happen to find them out there, you may still find, I'm going to guess you might still be able to find the St. John slacks. You know, honestly, I'm not sure I got this in the States, this top in the States, but I know the Chanel shoes I got in the States. And so you might be lucky enough to run across them. And if not, I would just seek them out through maybe Poshmark or The Real, something like that. You might be able to find them. But let's let's get back to the table because I cannot wait to show you what we're doing. I think I know how I'm going to style this table, but in the middle of it, I may make a few changes. I have an idea, and I hope it works out. First, let's talk about what is behind me. I have the buffet table, and I have my silver tea service on this, and you've seen it over and over again. And I know it's a bit formal, and it's probably not quite on trend for South Florida, but I'm not giving it up because it's one of my favorite things. And I've taken the silver tea pictures, and I've tuck flowers down in those. And I also do that with silver ice buckets, add flowers to them because that little gleam of silver comes through and it adds such a festive feeling during the holidays. And who uses their ice buckets that often? So this is a perfect opportunity to bring those items out and use them. And then to my right, to your left, is a topiary that I had, and I added artificial gold pears and apples to it and just used floral picks and put them in, and it fills in that niche that I still haven't found the items I want to go in there permanently. But I'm not one to keep things too permanent anyway, so I'm probably change it out several times over the next year or two until something strikes me and then I have to have it and leave it there. So that is why you see that little tree, and I thought it looked cute in that area. And then I'm going to pull the camera back for you so you can see what I have here on the dining room table. Okay, so I'm setting the table up for 6 people, and what I have done is in the center of the table I have a plateau. Now if you don't have a plateau, just use a tray. And then I had this garland of cranberries, and it's a long piece that goes on a stairwell. However, if you just have a wreath, you could do that. And what I've done here is taken creamers and sugar bowls in silver, and I put water in them, and I'm going to put fresh flowers, and we're going to do that in a moment. And I had the candy dish. I'm just using things I have, and actually I've had to seek these out because I had to go through the boxes that we have not unpacked because we haven't been here for Christmas before. But I found all kinds of things that I had forgotten about completely, and I'm loving it. It's almost like an Easter egg hunt, just finding things that are amazing and that I have not used in several years because they were tucked away in a buffet or a china cabinet, and now I'm finding them and they're new to me again. So one of the things I found was this candy dish, silver candy dish, and I took an ornament and I had more cranberries, and this goes around a candle. It's not that big a deal. You can find them anywhere. And I just dropped it in here and put the ornament in here. I almost did fruit. At one time I had seeded fruit. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's beaded, and it's really pretty, but you don't see it any longer. And I got rid of it. I think a friend of mine may have those because I wasn't using them, and I was talking to her about it, and she liked them. So now I kind of wish I'd kept them. But anyway, I have this, and I put water in these little containers, a sugar container, creamers, just using whatever I have and not going out and buying anything else, because I have gotten rid of a lot of things in the last year by moving. It's been amazing, the things that you can accumulate that you don't really need anyway. But instead of going out and buying something else, I just went through boxes and boxes of things and added these to the table. It's not overly done, and I thought about hanging things from the chandelier, but I don't want to overdo it. I mean, because I'm the type who could decorate forever and a day, and then it just gets to the point of being ridiculous because you have to take it back down after the holidays. And so I have to keep that in mind too. So when you're decorating, remember, all the decorating you do has to be undecorated. And so that's why I'm trying to keep it fairly simple. And then I had these candle holders, and I had gold candles that I found in a box, and I used those. Now we'll start setting the table, and I'm going to start with these chargers. These are glass chargers that I found at Williams-Sonoma. They are beaded with knobs of gold around the edges. So we'll start with that. And remember, I'm setting this table for 6 people. So I have, wow, that was loud. And so I'm going to start with these. I'm not putting down a placemat. I'm going to use only chargers. I'm trying to keep it open and airy looking. And sometimes if you use placemats, it will just close in the table. So I thought with chargers on a glass table with glass chargers, I'm going to keep it really fresh looking. Now let's put our fresh flowers in the center of the table. And remember, I have the creamers and the sugar bowls, and we're going to use those for the fresh flowers. I'm going to take the top off. We have water in those little vessels, and we're going to just snip these flowers. And these are just store-bought, grocery store-bought flowers. And I snip that off, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Put that in here. Let's see, this one's a little taller. Go with that. Beautiful. And trying to find some that aren't enormous. They did have the miniature flowers, and I almost bought them, but they were very small. The bloom was maybe this big, maybe 2 inches, and it just didn't seem large enough. I probably could have done that and gotten away with it, but these were so beautiful, I didn't want to pass them up. And I'm using red in the dining room. I considered white flowers, but I wanted to have that pop of red. I did not want to have it in the sunroom, but in the dining room, I think it's going to work perfectly. So now we have that done, and you can add as many flowers as you want. And then I'm going to put this in a butler pantry. Behind you is also a butler pantry. I think you've seen that when we first moved in the house, but that's where these are going to find a home. Next are the dinner plates, and I have chosen, and I'll bring it a little closer, a dinner plate that is gold and silver, and it's very simple, and I think it's going to be perfect. I didn't want anything too overpowering for the table, and so let's see how that works. I think it's going to be great. I apologize for the construction outside the window, but that's going to be going on for at least another year. So I am just going to accept it and enjoy our new neighbors. And they probably won't move in for another year, but I have met a couple of them who are building, and they come out and check on their homes every once in a while. So when everything is in better order, I'll take you for a walk and I'll show you what's going on. Now we're going to use our silverware, and this is Reed and Barton Burgundy. It's a bit formal, but it is the holiday season, so we can do that. Wine. I'm so glad I made this placement of centerpiece below, because you want to be able to talk to your guests. And although we would love to make huge elaborate arrangements in the center. It's very uncomfortable for your guests when they can't talk to each other. They have to peek around the flowers. So I kept it very low. Bottom of your silverware at the same height, same level at the bottom, just like that. It just makes for a more uniform look on your table. Christmases ago that I did the gold and silver table for you, and it was a long rectangle table, and I'm going to put that video at the end so you'll see the difference in the style of setting the table. A few of the items were the same. I have several sets of china, and it was not this set, I don't believe, and I think I may have used the same silver, but I can't remember. I used placemats. I may have used placemats in that one. You'll see that it's a totally different style of decorating a table. And if you are enjoying the holiday season and going to have several parties or even just one and you're looking for the perfect way to style your table, then look at both of these ideas. This one is a much simpler arrangement. The other is very elaborate. Let's set the crystal, and I'm only using a water glass and a white wine glass. But you will see how this table is going to fill in with those glasses only. If you're going to serve red and white, and then maybe a dessert wine afterwards, of course you can bring your dessert wine glass when you serve your dessert. So you save you some space on your table. So we're going to have a water and a wine at each place setting. And we want the wine at the tip of the knife. Let's add our bread plates, and they are just to the left of your forks. You can see this empty table is really closing in. So you want to think ahead about how much crystal and silver you are using. Now for that additional pop of red and green Christmas colors, we're going to use plaid napkins. That might be a little casual for this. I don't know. What do you think? I considered using only a green, but I was afraid it was going to be too much green in this room. So I went with red and green. These napkins do have a thread of gold in them, so maybe that's my saving grace there, that I did find some with a little gold in it, because I am concerned that the plaid might be a bit casual, but I really don't want to go with too formal a dinner, So I'm going to make it work. Well, as night falls, our guests will start arriving, and we're going to have great food and wonderful wine and hilarious conversation. So I hope if you've enjoyed this video, you'll give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, you can follow me on Instagram. Happy holidays!